The thunderstorm triggered by the 8th grade heavenly pill of the sacred class was unlike any ordinary tribulation. Even though Xiao Yan and the Briar demon child had taken turns dealing with it, the remaining residual force still weighed heavily on everyone. Heh, since both of you have already refined your pills, I'll be the one to claim the title of champion in this alchemy conference, came the voice of Ming Feng, who had remained silent until now, as he looked at Xiao Yan and the Briar demon child standing weakly in midair. It was clear that the seemingly simple method of handling the pill thunder had nearly drained 90% of their reincarnation power. Now, they were utterly exhausted and had no strength left to contend with him. Voom! Voom! Just as his words fell, the black flame cauldron in front of him began to stir violently, unleashing an immense sucking force that began to devour the surrounding aura. Xiao Yan, be careful of this guy, Xiao Yan warned, unable to hold back as she observed Ming Feng's strange actions. Now that they had both successfully refined their pills, it seemed they were no longer contenders for the championship. For the reputation of the immortal realm, Xiao Yan could only place her hope in Xiao Yan. Voom! The black flames on the black flame cauldron spread, devouring all the lingering energy from several nearby mountain peaks. The cauldron seemed to be attempting to consume even more from distant locations. Wait a minute, his target isn't Xiao Yan. Suddenly, the Briar demon child realized something, his eyelids twitching wildly as an overwhelming sense of unease flooded his heart. Gather! Merge the pill! Ming Feng shouted, and at the moment the black flame cauldron's greedy force exploded, 2 8th grade earth-level pill energy essences, which had already been refined by Wang Yuan and the others, along with all the energy contained within the mountain peaks beneath them, were uncontrollably drawn into the cauldron. It felt as if everything they had done was for this very moment. This bastard! He's cheating! Seeing Ming Feng's actions, many of the onlookers couldn't help but curse. The pills they had refined were already at the peak of the 8th grade. Adding the essence from 2 earth-level pills and the rich energy from 2 mountain peaks, even a legendary 9th grade pill should not be out of reach. Moreover, from Wang Yuan's actions, it was clear that these two were assisting Ming Feng. There's no explicit rule against this, so we can't definitively say he's cheating, Elder Yao said with a slow shake of his head. The competition continues. After saying this, he turned his gaze to Xiao Yan, who had remained unusually quiet, his eyes locked on the situation unfolding before him. Elder Yao wanted to see whether Xiao Yan would rise to the challenge or give up entirely. Clearly ambitious. However, a 9th grade pill isn't something you can refine with your current capabilities. Xiao Yan gently opened his eyes, watching the pill in front of him, which was about to merge. He smiled faintly. The Reincarnation pill had already reached the peak of the 8th grade heavenly level. Even with Xiao Yan's peak essence transformation realm soul power, there was no trace of him being able to advance it to the 9th grade. Merely relying on some heavenly energy wouldn't be enough to break through to the 9th grade. Then don't worry about it, Ming Feng retorted. And don't forget, the pill you refined is still just the peak of the 8th grade heavenly level. As long as I can refine a half-step 9th grade pill, the champion will be mine. Ming Feng's face was filled with wild joy. Not only could he win the alchemy conference without relying on Xiao Yan's power, but it was also the first time he was attempting to break into the 9th grade pill realm, something he took immense pride in. A 9th grade pill was nearly at the pinnacle of the Great Thousand Worlds. Whether it was a semi-finished or flawed product, it would be enough to prove his strength. Merge! Boom! As his voice fell, the black flame cauldron, which had been stuck at the merging stage, suddenly completed the fusion of the pill. The 7 mystical demon lightning in the sky rumbled once again, and a faint aura of heavenly pressure began to radiate. We'll handle the thunderstorm, Master. You focus on the pill fusion. Wang Yuan and the others exchanged a glance. Then both of them howled in unison, resisting the mighty thunderstorm. Pill fusion method. Merge. A loud, triumphant laugh echoed from Ming Feng's mouth as the blood-red pill that had completed its fusion erupted with countless flames. The remaining heavenly energy and the pure essence of the 2 pills surged into it. This guy is actually trying to refine a 9th grade pill. Has he lost his mind? Many onlookers gasped in shock, unable to believe their eyes. As the crowd held its breath in stunned disbelief, Ming Feng stood up with a sinister smile. His eerie face revealed a chilling and sinister grin. Voom, voom. As time passed and the pill continued to fuse, an exceptionally rich medicinal fluctuation spread from the black flame cauldron. While not as terrifying as the power of a 9th-grade pill, the energy emanating from this pill was far beyond what an 8th-grade pill could rival. A half-step 9th-grade pill has appeared. The nether wind clasped his hands behind his back, watching as the 7 mystical demon lightning slowly faded from the sky. A golden arc of lightning descended like a ruler, containing such a powerful fluctuation that even a true 4th-tier reincarnation stage expert would feel their scalp tingle in response. Half-step 9th-grade pill. And the strongest forbidden technique evolved from the thunder tribulation, heavenly profound thunder punishment. At that moment, the calm expression on Yao Wuchen's face turned into one of heavy, unpleasant seriousness. He spoke each word clearly. This is a 9th-grade pill? This kind of thunder force surpasses even the pressure of the heavenly thunder tribulation. It has subtly transformed into a mysterious and complex punishment. Truly, the power of thunder attributes is fascinating. Xiao Yan, feeling the power of the pill and the thunder punishment, couldn't help but reveal a faint smile at the corner of his mouth. Ha ha ha. My pill fusion technique, although inferior, resulting in the fused pill barely reaching half-step 9th grade, is still far superior to your trivial 8th grade heavenly pill at its peak. My victory is certain. The nether wind sneered coldly as he looked at Xiao Yan, who remained motionless in the distance, mocking him with a proud chuckle. Pill fusion may be inferior, but have you heard of the spirit ascension method? As soon as his mocking words fell, Xiao Yan's pill fusion was complete. A silver pill, about the size of a dragon's eye, silently appeared in his palm. The 7 mystical demon lightning in the sky fell, and when it touched Xiao Yan's skin, it subtly shrank before rushing into his body. His body slightly expanded, and a terrifying wave of energy emanated from beneath his skin, creating a rare feeling of fear in those who looked at him. This guy, what kind of monster is he? To absorb the violent power of the 7 mystical demon lightning so easily? Look closely. Beneath his skin, there are dense scales. It seems like he absorbed the thunder tribulation effortlessly, but those scales are twisted, causing his skin to contract. It seems like he's not having it easy either. Some observers, analyzing the situation, couldn't help but shudder when they saw the terrifying blood-red pill forming in the black flame cauldron, becoming more solid by the second. Half-step 9th grade pill. It seemed to be nearing completion. Spirit ascension method? Before Xiao Yan could finish speaking, a massive uproar erupted across the entire pill realm. The Great Thousand Worlds is vast and boundless, yet there are still things beyond ordinary knowledge. Hmph! Is the Lord of the Infinite Flame Territory really such a narrow-minded person? Now that my half-step 9th grade holy pill is about to be completed and victory is assured, why continue speaking useless, mocking words? The Netherwind couldn't help but sneer, not taking Xiao Yan's words seriously. Refining pills is extremely difficult and cumbersome. Once a pill is fused, there is no other way to enhance its rank except by forcibly using the energy of heaven and earth to improve it slightly. After all, the rank of a pill is fixed, and almost no external force can raise it. This is common knowledge among many alchemists. Techniques like Xiao Yan's so-called spirit ascension method were discovered by accident, and only a handful of people, such as Xiao Yan himself, were aware of it. The Great Thousand Worlds, there is nothing that doesn't exist. Seeing the disdainful sneer on the Netherwind's face and the confusion in the minds of countless strong experts, Xiao Yan didn't bother to explain further. He simply smiled lightly and, under the gaze of many bewildered eyes, stood tall in the void. The power of reincarnation began to roll around him, and the glazed-colored flames erupted from his body, instantly forming a giant glazed cauldron in the air. The cauldron hummed with a series of fine vibrations, and violent flames constantly overflowed from within. Glurp! Is that sacred flame? That also sacred flame? The closest to him, Hua Qianqian and the Briar Demon Child stared at the yellow and pink flames overflowing from the glazed cauldron. A sense of confusion flooded their minds. With their powerful strength and perception, they could clearly sense a terrifying fear emanating from the cauldron. An unprecedented sense of dread, as if the flames inside the colorful cauldron would cause even them to tremble with fear if they spread. 1, 2. 5 types of sacred flames? How is that possible? Far in the distance, White King Abyss and his companions, engaged with the 7 mystical demon lightning, narrowed their eyes in shock, trembling in disbelief. Glurp! As several types of sacred flames appeared within the cauldron, the once quiet cauldron surged again with the pulses of pill energy, faintly emitting a terrifying feeling of rising fire. This guy! The smile on the Netherwind's face froze instantly. No matter whether Xiao Yan was confident in successfully refining the pill, his immediate priority was to refine this half-step 9th grade pill. This was the ultimate goal that Ming Feng had been planning for months. Vroom, vroom. Countless surges of energy poured out of the black flame cauldron, and even seemed to carve golden lightning arcs across the sky, dropping little by little like golden raindrops. Each raindrop carried a terrifying pressure that seemed to surpass the very heavens. This was the punishment from the 9-grade pill's thunder, a force that seemed to come from the most mysterious power between heaven and earth, one that no one could resist. Once unable to withstand it, the pill could be destroyed and its maker perish, or worse, the person could fall on the spot. Ascend, spirit. Ascend for me. As Ming Feng prepared to counter the golden thunder punishment, Xiao Yan gently extended his hand and tossed the silver pill back into the glazed fire cauldron. 5 types of sacred flames were released, each emitting distinct forces, nurturing and activating the pill's power. An immensely powerful aura of pill energy spread out once again, and in an instant, the entire world seemed to shimmer with a golden mist. The moment this mist poured out, the golden thunderstorm surrounding Ming Feng trembled violently. The golden lightning arcs, which had previously surrounded Ming Feng's pill, shook fiercely with Xiao Yan's actions, and within the blink of an eye, they shattered into countless energy crystals. Xiao Yan's ascended pill actually dispersed the thunder punishment summoned by Ming Feng's refining? Doesn't that mean Xiao Yan's pill refinement has already surpassed Ming Feng's? Ming Feng's pill was a half-step 9th grade. Does that mean? Sensing the thunderclouds circling around Xiao Yan and the golden mist, some keen observers gasped in shock. Haha, this Xiao Yan. He's the strongest pill refiner I have ever seen in my life. To reach this level in just a century, perhaps soon, there's a slim chance that a 10th grade divine pill could appear once more in this world. At this moment, Elder Yao Wuchen's eyes shimmered with a gray mist, and his voice carried an undeniable oppressive aura. Ha ha ha. Xiao Yan, don't be too happy just yet. The thunder summoned by a 9-grade pill's completion is no longer a single thunderbolt. It's a thunder punishment, a heavenly restriction above all thunder, formed by the most mysterious and powerful forces of the world. If you are destroyed by this thunder punishment, then this victory will still be mine. And thanks to you, the thunder punishment I faced has dissipated, and my half-step 9th grade pill is complete. This time, who wins is still uncertain. A malicious smile appeared on Ming Feng's ashen face as he tightly gripped the blazing scarlet pill, speaking in a deep voice. Perhaps. Xiao Yan's body was racked with pain as he finished speaking. It was clear that this level of thunder punishment was far more overwhelming and mysterious than the thunder force that the Thunder Lord commanded. Even with Xiao Yan's current strength, facing this was likely to send a chill down his spine. Soul Defense Do Skill. Pivot of Heaven. Watching the thunderclouds continuously gathering, Xiao Yan slowly smiled. Deep in his eyes, terrifying ripples of soul waves spread out. These were the Soul Defense Do skills he had gained from the 10 drops of Soul Divine Source, specifically for withstanding this thunder punishment. Soul Power of the Spirit Wandering Realm? Some powerful pill refiners, looking at the soul membrane formed around Xiao Yan's body, were extremely envious and whispered. The rarity of a 9-grade pill refiner was largely due to the limitations of soul power. 9 grade, Spirit Wandering Realm. Both were indispensable. No, it's not spirit wandering realm. Half-step spirit wandering. Even with half-step spirit wandering, combined with the sacred origin energy he possesses, this time, a 9-grade pill might truly descend. The shock echoed as the onlookers felt their blood begin to boil. The pressure and attraction brought by the 9-grade pill was simply too overwhelming. Good Xiao Yan, you really managed to hide your strength from us. But now, let's see if this 9-grade pill can successfully descend. After all, the power of this thunder punishment is the most supreme force in this world. Elder Yao Wuchen and the others stood quietly in the city square, watching Xiao Yan, who was refining the sacred grade 9th grade pill all on his own. Don't trouble yourselves. 9th grade sacred class emerge. Hearing Ming Feng's mockery from a distance, Xiao Yan raised his head, transforming into a primal beast. A vast, overwhelming energy surged and roared as it was injected into the pill. Countless silver beams of light erupted from the pill's surface, instantly causing the entire pill realm to explode, leaving it shattered and in ruins. The oppressive and destructive power carried by the 9th grade pill was truly terrifying. Boom, boom. The golden thunder punishment, after shattering the force of the nether wind's summoned thunder, transformed into layers of golden mist, silently spreading around Xiao Yan. In the dead silence of the plaza, countless onlookers, pale-faced, stared at Xiao Yan, who was surrounded by golden mist high in the sky. Their hearts were in their throats. The thunder and destructive power contained within the golden mist seemed capable of piercing the very heavens. If it were to strike Xiao Yan, this man would likely be instantly obliterated, his body reduced to dust. Elder Yao. Looking up at the sky, the golden mist was slowly shrinking, eventually surrounding Xiao Yan's body. Below, numerous powerful figures could not help but speak up. Hoo-hoo. 9th grade sacred class. Heavy breaths escaped Xiao Yan's mouth as the golden mist closed in, cutting off all connection between him and the external heavenly energy. Now, all he could rely on was his own power. Xiao Yan, you can't die. We haven't had our proper match yet. A hint of regret flickered in the Briar Demon child's eyes as he lowered his head, seemingly unwilling to watch the space above distorted and consumed by the golden thunder mist. The thunder punishment brought forth by the 9th grade pill was far too powerful. It was already too late to stop it now. Immortal golden body. Undying netherworld sparrow. 5 sacred flames of origin. Dragon god transformation. Basha's shell. Come at me. 5 priceless Do skills, ones that could make any strong cultivator envious, were unleashed. Xiao Yan laughed wildly, his voice filled with a defiant and fiery madness. His skin collided with the golden thunder mist. Ah! The moment they touched, a heart-wrenching scream erupted from Xiao Yan's mouth. Despite the protection of 5 powers, the golden thunder mist quickly corroded his skin. His flesh peeled away to reveal stark white bones beneath, making him appear chillingly eerie. Buzz! Just as the golden thunder mist was about to invade Xiao Yan's body, the silver pill released an intense and terrifying energy fluctuation, silently resisting the golden mist. This pill, it can actually intercept the thunder punishment for the alchemist? What kind of pill is this? Even the slightest movement seemed to escape Elder Yao Chen's detection, as he squinted his eyes and focused all his attention on the Reincarnation pill. Not good. Do not probe this pill. Xiao Yan felt the gentle power emanating from the silver pill, helping him resist the heavenly thunder mist. For a moment, he was overjoyed, but soon after, he howled in a panic. It was too late. Whoosh. Even someone as powerful as Elder Yao Chen felt his soul being swiftly pulled into some mysterious dimension, as though a profound force had extracted it from his body. Where are we? In a dim, unknown world, Elder Yao Chen and others floated as ethereal soul bodies. They stood, confused, in the silence of the strange world. This grayish realm was devoid of any heavenly energy or other fluctuations, filled only with endless, deathly stillness. First life. Second life. Before they could react, at the top of this mysterious world, A silver pill like an eyeball slowly rotated. As it neared the souls, vivid images began to emerge before their eyes. Elder Yao? What's going on here? In the outside world, several high-ranking elders, upon seeing Elder Yao Qian in a peculiar state, approached in surprise. They found that he seemed to be in a special state of mind. High in the sky, the reincarnation pill slowly rotated, emitting a silver glow. This silver glow resembled a time tunnel. Any rash probing would cause one to lose themselves, as though they were pulled into a special world. So, this is the realization of reincarnation, the essence of the reincarnation pill. A voice, as though from a distant past, came from a thin shadow in the sky. Instantly, the terrifying, all-powerful force on the silver pill faded, lying quietly in Xiao Yan's hand. A dimensional storm, carrying countless sacred flames, erupted outward. Even the golden thunder mist, which had already corroded Xiao Yan's flesh and revealed his white bones, trembled violently. In the next instant, the golden thunder punishment force collided with the pill's power. Crack! Without hesitation, the once mighty golden thunder punishment shattered, as fragile as a broken mirror. A series of alluring, mesmerizing, and strange fragrances, accompanied by a nearly distorted illusion, slowly emanated from the reincarnation pill. The surroundings, once chaotic, finally returned to normal. The entire sky gradually returned to its usual state. Ninth-grade pills, truly worthy of their reputation. Had it not been for the protection of several sacred flames and that soul defense skill, I'm afraid everyone here would have been completely lost, controlled by the ninth-grade pill, and turned into pill slaves. How terrifying! I still wonder, what exactly is the legendary 10th-grade divine pill? Xiao Yan spoke with a meaningful tone, but at this moment, the ninth-grade pill had already been successfully refined. Though there was a glimmer of hope, the most dangerous golden thunder punishment had completely disappeared without a trace. Plop! As Xiao Yan fully mastered the ninth-grade pill, many powerful figures, including Yao Wuchen, snapped back to reality. They looked at Xiao Yan, who was now covered in injuries and had no intact flesh left on his body, and a deep sense of fear surged from their hearts. Even though Xiao Yan had used many methods to refine the ninth-grade pill, with his talents and courage, standing at the peak of this world was now just a matter of time. Now, does anyone still have any objections to the champion? The silver-colored pill lay quietly in Xiao Yan's hand, emitting a pull that even peak-stage 4th-tier reincarnation experts could not resist. Yet, although many of the strong present were greedy, no one dared to act recklessly. The pill Xiao Yan refined truly belongs to the 9th-grade sacred pill category. This time's champion is the Lord of the Infinite Flame Territory, Xiao Yan. Yao Wuchen, with a complex soul power surrounding him, quietly shielded Xiao Yan. Then, a solemn and vast voice resonated, spreading across the space to everyone's ears. Lord of the Infinite Flame Territory, champion of the Immortal Realms Alchemy Conference, 9th-grade Sacred Alchemist. The champion is Lord Xiao Yan of the Infinite Flame Territory. At the same time, Lord Xiao Yan has now become the 3rd 9th-grade alchemist in our Alchemy Holy Hall. Yao Wuchen smiled lightly, looking at Xiao Yan, who stood high in the sky. His seemingly casual words, however, carried an invisible pressure that was suffocating, yet filled with admiration. As soon as Yao Wuchen finished speaking, countless gazes filled with envy and jealousy shot toward him from the city below. Even though Xiao Yan's success in refining the 9th-grade Earth Pill was largely due to a series of fortuitous events and external assistance, it was still a genuine 9th-grade pill. From this point forward, no one would dare to underestimate Xiao Yan or the forces behind him. It could be said without hesitation that thanks to this alchemy conference, the names of the Infinite Flame Territory and Xiao Yan had finally emerged in the eyes of the peak experts of the Great Thousand Worlds. And with this victory, it was only a matter of time before Xiao Yan achieved the title of true 9th-grade alchemist. A 9th-grade alchemist, such a level truly placed one at the pinnacle of the Great Thousand Worlds. As is customary, the reward for every champion consists of these: a prescription for a 9th-grade pill, and a soul skill at the level of a great celestial technique. After the thunderous cheers, Yao Wuchen flicked his finger, and the skill scroll appeared beside Xiao Yan. Then, Yao Wuchen, with a contented look, gazed at Xiao Yan, his smile especially radiant. A sacred-grade soul defense do skill, the pivot of heaven, and a sacred-grade soul attack do skill at the great celestial technique level. Now, the gap in my soul power is fully filled. Xiao Yan felt the soul scroll and the mysterious prescription before him, his face full of excitement. However, the mysterious prescription was beyond his comprehension. Clearly, it was above the 9th grade earth level, and Xiao Yan could not yet perceive its secrets. As for the more precious items, I will personally take you to retrieve them later. Countless cheers and shouts filled the air, completely dispelling the last traces of the golden thunder punishment that had swept through the Pill Realm. The entire Pill Realm was now filled with excitement and noise. Phew! It's truly an unexpected scene. Just as everyone relaxed, with shock and envy still lingering in their hearts, a hateful, ugly expression appeared on the usually calm face of Ming Feng. Heh, the identities of the three of you are somewhat suspicious. Please come with us for an investigation by the Alchemy Holy Hall's guards. Alchemy Holy Hall guards, seize them. The gray-robed elder, who had been lurking beside Yao Wuchen, frowned slightly. His gaze turned wary as he looked at the three individuals. He was the administrator of the Pill Realm, second only to Yao Wuchen. Now that the alchemy conference had ended, it was time to clean up these troublemakers. Whoosh! Before the gray-robed elder finished speaking, the surrounding void suddenly twisted. Several eerie black shadows shot toward Ming Feng and his companions like sinister blades. As several shadowy figures darted towards Ming Feng and his companions like lightning, there was no trace of fear on Ming Feng's face. Instead, a maddening, deranged smile twisted his lips. The smile was eerie and chilling, and as his words fell, he extended his blood-red tongue, giving it a slow lick. An overwhelming wave of malevolent energy surged, causing all the powerful figures present to once again feel a deep sense of fear. Poof! 5 sacred hall guards, who had already hidden within the void, immediately followed the order of the gray-robed elder and charged towards Ming Feng. However, just as they were about to make contact, a figure surrounded entirely by black flames raised a hand, sending the 5 guards flying backward with a single strike. Glurp! Xiao Yan, Yao Wuchen, Hua Qianqian, and the others stared at the figure who had taken down the sacred hall guards. Their eyelids twitched violently, and they blurted out in disbelief. Ha ha ha! Yao Wuchen, for all your status as the second strongest in the Alchemy Holy Hall, you truly have no eye for talent. Your proud alchemy conference of the immortal realm has now become a carnival for our extraterritorial evil clan. Even you, the alchemists you hold in such high esteem, have now become nothing but our prisoners. Because this Xiao Yan has already become one of us. Black Flame Technique. Annihilation Array of Living Beings. Boom! Amidst the mountain peaks, the massive black flame cauldron in front of Ming Feng began to stir. Then, with a violent shake, it began to crumble. The evil runes etched into the cauldron began to envelop the entire Pill Realm, and the dense, heavy dark markings took shape like a massive wall, suppressing the reincarnation power within the bodies of the many powerful figures present. Not good. Soul Art of 10,000 Spirits. Yao Wuchen, being the second in command of the Alchemy Holy Hall, immediately understood the gravity of the situation as Ming Feng's insane voice echoed. A brilliant surge of soul energy gathered in his palm, and he slapped at the black flame cauldron, hoping to shatter the malevolent forces within. Heh. Lord Evil God had prepared for this. Bloodstone Evil Mark, Seal. Buzz buzz. At that moment, a small, exquisite blood-colored stone appeared in Ming Feng's palm. It rapidly drew out a series of intricate, complex patterns. The bloodstone exuded an ominous power, and the malevolent energy it radiated quickly enveloped Yao Wuchen, pulling him into a unique dimension of space, just as everyone watched in horror. It was clear that the stone was a time-space gem designed to create a separate, extra-dimensional world, specifically intended to restrain Yao Wuchen. In the entire Pill realm, Yao Wuchen was the most powerful, and without him, the strongest remaining figures in this place were at most at the third reincarnation stage. Clearly, this was a well-planned conspiracy against the Alchemy Holy Hall, and perhaps the entire Pill realm. Ha ha ha. The battle of the immortal realm begins now. This time, our clan will surely win. Ming Feng's voice echoed, and the annihilation array of living beings began to materialize, creating an evil vortex that devoured countless life forms. It spread across the heavens, completely isolating the Pill realm from the upper three heavens of the immortal realm. Quite the spectacle. I suppose it was worth it, playing along with you all this time. In the next instant, a fierce, violent aura surged in the hearts of many, but Xiao Yan simply clapped lightly, a faint smile on his lips, unshaken by the situation. You. Seeing this, White King Abyss immediately positioned himself in front of Ming Feng, vigilantly watching every movement of Xiao Yan. How could you escape my control? It's impossible. Ming Feng's forehead trembled, as if he had seen something that terrified him. Now, tell me, what exactly is your goal in this invasion? And who is this evil god you keep mentioning? At that moment, the black flames surrounding Xiao Yan were quickly consumed by the demon cube within him, which emitted an insatiable, greedy aura. Dead men need not know such things. Annihilation array of living beings, activate. A jet black, intensely evil blood sprayed into the evil vortex, causing it to shift, its enormous power dissolving and reshaping before everyone's eyes into an evil formation that covered the entire Pill realm. Buzz buzz. The formation began to move, and it immediately dragged Xiao Yan into its center, causing a series of horrific, biting sounds that shook the soul. Boom! Xiao Yan, momentarily off balance, was dragged into the annihilation array, entering its spatial domain. Inside the array, the space was entirely unique to Xiao Yan and the annihilation array itself. Poof! Glurp! A wave of dizziness hit him, and what unfolded before his eyes made even the usually composed Xiao Yan feel a surge of nausea. The world before him was an eerie, decayed wasteland. A world ravaged by corruption, piles of foul, stinking blood, stark white bones, and countless corpses filled the scene. The basic outline of the entire world is completely composed of scarlet energy crystals, which form the so-called annihilation array of living beings. Suspended and pierced through these energy crystals are human corpses, grotesquely inverted and hanging in a brutal, unimaginable display. The sight is unbearable. At this moment, sounds of wailing and ghostly cries surge from the corpses, deeply disturbing Xiao Yan's heartstrings. The scene before him is too bloody, too shocking, impossible to distinguish whether it is real or an illusion. These beasts. Looking at the horrifying scene before him, a deep rage poured from Xiao Yan's eyes, even causing the demon cube within him to faintly show signs of uncontrollable chaos. The lives trapped by the scarlet energy crystals are none other than the many powerful figures who came to attend the Alchemy conference. Little one, calm down. This is merely the inner space of the annihilation array of living beings. This evil formation has absorbed countless powers and already possesses a certain level of intelligence. The illusions it creates, with their false and real elements, may confuse you. Do not lose yourself in them. As the demon cube begins to lose control and its power begins to seep into Xiao Yan's body, a demon-like aura, as though trapped in Pandora's box, begins to leak out from him. A holy, peaceful sound quietly rang in Xiao Yan's mind, suppressing the spread of the demonic power. What a terrifying formation! Hearing this familiar voice, Xiao Yan's body shuddered violently, but he quickly regained his composure. However, as his eyes subtly shifted, he realized that the scene before him was abruptly changing. Under countless energy crystals, there stood a massive furnace, large enough to contain all living beings. Inside the furnace, endless evil black flames filled it. These black flames slowly seeped into the furnace's base, gradually giving birth to a malevolent flame creature, slowly awakening. Is it going to condense the spirit of the formation now? Fine. Since I'm in the formation space, let's have a proper contest. After saying this, Xiao Yan's body surged with sacred flame energy, quietly lying in wait. Yet, within him, an ancient and vast aura slowly began to awaken, spilling out. It was as if he was preparing to challenge the spirit of the Annihilation array of living beings. Outside, within the Pill Realm, once a prosperous, highly sought-after holy land for countless powerful figures, the Pill Realm now faces an incredibly terrifying crisis. Since Xiao Yan and others were sealed off by the special methods of the Netherwind, there were almost no strong figures left in the entire Pill Realm. Countless leaders of various factions, now leaderless, had their forces completely isolated and surrounded by the Annihilation array of living beings. A circle of black flame patterns, laced with a sinister, noble aura, approached from afar. As the black flame patterns spread, anyone they touched was instantly consumed by flashes of black light, accompanied by shrill, sorrowful screams that echoed throughout the area. Clang, clang. Netherwind, we have no grudges with you. Why must you strike so ruthlessly? Seeing the flashing black light in the distance, some of the faction leaders, though trying to suppress their fear, cursed at the Netherwind. It seemed the Netherwind had firmly set its mind to send all the strong figures of the Pill Realm into the Annihilation array of living beings. Victory belongs to the king, defeat to the thief. No need to waste words. Die here, all of you. Annihilation array of living beings, destroy them. The Netherwind paid no attention to the strong figures, focusing entirely on activating the ominous black flames, urging the ancient, evil formation to attack the crowd with molten lava. As his voice fell, the strong figures suddenly saw, from the edge of the Pill Realm, endless black flames from the Annihilation array of living beings seeping through the void, enveloping them and attacking their vital points. In an instant, the entire Pill Realm was shrouded in darkness, with heartbreaking cries and screams that shook the heavens. No matter how powerful the counterattacks from these strong figures were, they seemed to have no effect on the formation, as they could only watch helplessly as they were dissolved into pus and blood, merging into the array. What are these black flames? Hua Qianqian and the other prideful figures stood in the sky, watching in shock as the black flames gradually devoured the strength within their bodies. No matter how they tried to defend, the flames easily seeped through their defenses, continuously consuming their reincarnation power, feeding the immensely evil Annihilation array of living beings. Once their defenses were completely gone, even for someone as powerful as them, they would likely face a tragic fate. These black flames, they bear a strange resemblance to sacred flames, Hua Qianqian muttered in surprise. After a pause, the elder of the Alchemy Holy Hall, leading a group of powerful elders, suddenly spoke, his voice filled with grave realization. Now you notice? The mocking sound of Netherwind surged, and in an instant, the entire world lost its natural color. Xiao Yan and Elder Yao Wuchen, along with the other two experts at the second-tier reincarnation stage, have already been caught in a special space-time. It seems they won't be able to break free in a short time. His target should be our Alchemy Holy Hall and Pill Realm. I wonder what the situation is like in other parts of the Immortal Realm now. Gather all remaining experts at the Reincarnation stage. We must unite to resist the external invaders. Under the fallen nest, how can there be an intact egg? Within just a few breaths, the elders of the Alchemy Holy Hall quickly formed a counter-strategy. As soon as the command was given, countless powerful figures were mobilized, joining forces to resist the encroaching evil formation. Their strength ranged from the Reincarnation stage to the third tier, and their alchemy skills spanned from 7th grade to 8th grade. Within the Alchemy Holy Hall, they were considered high-ranking and influential individuals. Everyone, let's join forces. The extraterritorial enemies are our common foes. No matter what, the territory of the Great Thousand Worlds must not be divided or eroded by invaders. Kill, kill, kill. For the Great Thousand Worlds. Exterminate the extraterritorial forces and drive them out of the Great Thousand. The resounding voices combined to form a massive, raging tide of energy, hidden within the slightly sickly Pill Realm, as they jointly resisted the Annihilation array of living beings. The Annihilation array of living beings was profound and complex. It did not function like the array patterns used by Do formation masters. Anyone touched by that evil power showed no signs of struggle and was effortlessly annihilated, both body and soul.